Hey guys, got a little weed eater here I'm checking on next. Thought I'd bring you along while I fool with it. Customer says gas lines are bad, so I'm sure they are, but I hadn't even started on it yet. Just thought I'd bring you along. This is a Husqvarna 128 LD, and I'll just pull all this old cover and stuff off, get down to where we can see the fuel lines, and if they're bad, I'll swap them all out, put everything back together. Probably clean the carburetor just to make sure, if it looks like it's been sitting a while, which I'm sure it has. But anyway, I'm just gonna bring you along and see what we get into with this thing. I know turning my camera around this way, y'all can see how cluttered up my shop is, but I've been busy fooling with all this stuff, and when you're busy, that's the way it gets sometimes. That's the way mine gets. Y'all may not get that way, but so there's days I have to just stop, put everything up, clean everything up, and start over again. I talked to Daddy on the phone this evening. We was talking about going racing this weekend, but I kind of forgot that it's Mother's Day weekend coming up, and he had plenty of stuff around his house to do. So we are going to put racing off for another week or two, or a little while. Yeah, if y'all are watching this and you don't fool with this kind of stuff very much, I'm just going to show you what it looks like when you get to it. When you find something that I hadn't messed with anything on this carburetor, but you can see them old fuel lines just deteriorate, and they just fall off. They ain't hardly nothing even holding them on, and you see that and just fell off. So while I'm right here, I'll probably go ahead and tear into the carburetor, clean all of it up. If it needs a gasket kit put in it, diaphragm, we'll do all of that and change these fuel lines out. Should be back in business. I know y'all probably get tired of me looking through my bifocals, but that's the way I have to look to see. So when you see me looking towards the sky, that's what I'm doing. Trying to halfway see. Still trying to get my little tripod. Trying to get used to my tripod. I need to build me a mount overhead and drop my camera straight over what I'm working on. That way y'all can see. I might have to come up with something to do that. Build me a little stand that'll get the camera right above what I'm looking at, so y'all can see. While I'm fooling with this, I do want to, I hadn't got used to doing this, but any of you out there that's watching, if you're new or don't know nothing about my channel, welcome. You'll see a little bit of everything on this channel, and I encourage you to look back over some of my shorts and my other videos. I'll be telling some old stories sometime or another. Be working on a race truck, working on chainsaws, lawnmowers, weed eaters, small engine stuff. I said I was gonna show y'all some of my boys playing baseball, but that ain't been an easy way to get video and try to make it into something that you'd be interested in watching. So I might have to back off of what I told you about that. But both my boys play ball and they love it. Me and my daddy race a little bit, bracket race, and that gets me to thinking. When I'm talking to y'all about this stuff, it just reminds me of what I've told you that I was going to do. I was going to make a video about bracket racing, and for any of you that don't know what it is, kind of give you a little idea and a little heads up on what it is. So when you hear me talking about it, you might halfway know what I'm talking about. That bracket racing is one of the most competitive things I've ever done. I'm pretty competitive at anything I do, but that is a lot of close racing in bracket racing. But I'll make me up a video one day. Maybe even sit down at a table and get me a piece of paper and kind of write out and draw out what it looks like to go down the track and try to explain to you what some of it is, for those of you that don't know. Now, some of you that watch my channel know anything about me. You may already know all there are to know about bracket racing, but not everybody does. It's pretty interesting, I think, to follow and to do it. So I'll put something out there one day on some bracket racing. See what we can come up with. I may not have enough fuel line of the right size to get back in there. I think last time I done one of these Husqvarnas, I ended up drilling the tank out just a little bit to accept a piece of fuel line I got. I think this is what I got into last time. I put this piece on there and it don't fit. It's not as tight as I'd like. It just kind of slides on. It really needs to be snugger than that. Give me just a minute, I'll be right back. Let me find some fuel line. Guys, I forgot to bring you back. Oh, all I've done is I've got this gas line already started in the gas tank. I did have to drill that hole just a little bit to open it up to accept this fuel line. But what I was going to show you and tell you, you can see them. Got a crooked end on them, and these are about all I use to reach inside of the neck of a gas tank and reach up under and grab that fuel line. You just about I can't hardly do it no other way. I see a lot of people, they'll wrap string around it and all kind of stuff, but when a fuel line is fitting in a hole that's very snug, this is kind of a difficult task to get all that line down in there, or it is for me. But I've eventually figured out what it takes to do it, and those right there are invaluable. I picked up like a three set. Oh, and by the way, I do trim these ends and cut the body out of the middle of it to give me a chance for that to start in that hole. Reach in there and grab this part with these, and then work your way down pulling it. I don't have an inline filter, so I'll continue on. I'll pick up some more filters, but anyway, we'll put a new filter on the end of this line right here, drop it down in the tank. We'll trim this line off to make it fit where the carburetor is. And I'm probably just going to take the other end of this. Like I usually give myself plenty of room, so I'll just say we'll cut it up here. Now, trim this end. Trim it on an angle like that. Then I usually cut up the neck and split that a little bit to give it enough room to start in that hole. And I'm probably gonna have to drill down through this hole too. Sometimes when I buy this fuel line on Amazon, when I get it in, it's good line, but the diameters will be a little different than what I pull out or pull off. And so sometimes it don't always fit. And the bypass line that recirculates the fuel back into the carburetor, every one I've ever pulled apart has this on the end of it. Some of you guys that work on these things for real, for a living, what is that for? I always put them back on, but I don't ever know what they're for. I wondered if it was just to keep it from pulling out of the tank. I wondered if that's what it was for, but I don't know. It's like a little union, like you could hook another line to it, but it ain't never got nothing hooked to it. It's just this sitting just inside the tank. So I'll have to pull that line all the way through, put this on the end of it, and then pull it back in the tank and pull it up there close like it was when I pulled it out. I'm gonna see if I can get this started, but I don't think I can. No, it's too tight. I just found me a drill bit. It's just a little smaller than the OD of your part. It don't take much, so don't drill that hole too big. You'll have to move up to the next size fuel line, and you ain't gonna be happy when it comes time to put it back on that carburetor, because it'll be too big. Be sure and blow all that old stuff out of your tank once you drill a hole in it. Sometimes they are a pain to get down in there. I can see already I should have done this one first. It's in the back. Might give me a little trouble getting to it. I should have done that one first. Let's see if we can get to it with my fancy pliers. Oh yeah, got her. I'm telling you, that right there is what you gotta have, or what you need to have. They are handy. There it is. I just pull it through enough to trim off all that old bed. Put this little old thing I was telling y'all about back in there. Put it back down in there. I usually pull up on it until it gets back up close to coming through the hole. I guess that's probably what that's for, to keep it from coming through that hole. But then cut your line up. I'm not gonna cut it right now. I'm gonna put it back together and make sure I don't cut it too short. And then we'll have to put a filter back on this. But let me look at this real quick and see what it looks like. It's another tool y'all need. Mine's kind of big. I use it on cars and trucks, but need your little gasket scraper if you're gonna fool with this kind of stuff. Got a very thin blade and it's razor sharp on the end, and it's easy to slide it right up under a gasket and keep from having to tear it up trying to use a screwdriver or something. Wasn't holding my mouth right to get that back on there, but I finally got it. About got her button back up, fellas, or guys. May not be all fellas watching, I don't know. There may be some ladies out there watching. Not sure, let me know. Probably not that many. So now, if I had a filter, put the filter on here, drop it down in the tank, we could fill it up with gas, but I don't want to risk putting gas in just in case there's something down in there that I couldn't quite get to. If a little bit of dirt and grit is in that tank and I fill this up with gas, it'll suck dirty fuel into the carburetor. So I'll just wait till I get a filter, and I may bring you back on the day that I do that, or this may end it, I'm not sure, but hey guys, I may have to edit some of this sound out. It's pouring down rain here at the house. It's about 8 o'clock at night. I finished up with my supper and decided to walk out here. I got my, I left here the other day and I didn't have these fuel filters for weed eaters and stuff. So I got me a new bag of them ordered. I've already got one stuck on the end of the hose. So we're just going to push it down inside. Just make sure it lays in the bottom. And that's really all we lacked from this build the other day, and having everything put back together, because everything else is basically put on it. Put the air filter back on it. So anyway, that finishes this one up. It's probably been 3 or 4 days since I recorded the other part of this same deal. This is just finishing it up since I ordered my new filters, and that's really all I want to record tonight. I don't have another project right now in the shop. So finished up the lawnmower the other day, finished up the chainsaw Friday, got all them delivered. So this is Monday evening. Thursday of this week, the 18th of May 2023 is when I'll know whether I can tell y'all about my little addition to the channel that I'm going to be able to talk about. But I need to get to Thursday first and find out for sure that everything's a go, and then I'll let y'all know. So I may get another video done between now and then, but I'm not sure. So just be looking out for me. If you see a video up, check it out, like and subscribe. Thank y'all for hanging around. Y'all have a good evening, and I'll see you on the next one.